You see, YouTube sent me an email the other day.
It said, Hi. Hi, Arctic Lemur, which is my channel name in case you don't know. I mean, you clicked on this video, you probably know. Important changes that may impact your monetization and content discoverability are coming. Starting today, all creators are required to tell us if their content is made for kids in order to comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, or COPPA, and/or other applicable laws. By the way, this sentence, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, and/or other applicable laws, happens at least 57 times in this email. To help you comply, we are introducing a new audience setting in YouTube Studio. Depending on the amount of Made for Kids content on your channel, you can set your audience at either the channel level or the video level. For those who are setting at the channel level, it is just one click. So what this is you need to mark all of your content, and I mean all of your content, not just the stuff that you publish now, but all the stuff that you have published earlier, as either made for kids or not made for kids. Simple, right? No, it's not. These changes are required as part of a settlement with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and New York Attorney General, because New York, for some reason, I don't know, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, and/or other applicable laws. We know these changes won't be easy for some creators, and the required change is going to take some time getting used to, blah, 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 blah. What is changing? All right, here we go. Starting today, all creators are required to mark their content as made for kids or not made for kids in YouTube Studio. Starting in January, we will limit the data we collect on made for kids content to comply with the law. Aw, that sounds like something good. YouTube is doing the right thing. That sounds great, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. This means we will disable personalized ads on this content, which affects revenue for creators making content for kids, as well as certain features like comments, notifications, and others. Note, you may see some small changes as we experiment and refine our systems. For a list of affected features, go here. Why is this happening? That's what I'm wondering. These changes are required as a part of a settlement with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and New York Attorney General, how you comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, and/or other applicable laws. You have no idea how much this shows up. Regardless of your location, we are required to ask you to set your videos as made for kids if they fall into that category. Please make these settings as soon as possible. We don't care if you live in India, Pakistan, or France. American laws apply to you because reasons. We'll also use machine learning systems to help us find content that is clearly made for kids, because that has always worked out in the past. But do not rely on our systems to set content for you. Like all automated systems, ours are not perfect. At least they admit that. If you don't set your content, or if we detect error or abuse, we may set your audience for you. If you fail to set your content accurately, you may face compliance issues with the FTC or other authorities. And we may take action on your YouTube account by banning it forever. What is made for kids content? Oh, here comes the juicy part. We cannot provide specific legal advice, but according to the FTC's guidance on COPPA, a video is child-directed, which we call made for kids, if it is directed to children as the primary audience, e.g. videos for preschoolers. It is directed to children, but children are a secondary audience, e.g. cartoon video that primarily targets teenagers, but is also intended for younger kids. Learn more about the factors that determine if your content is considered as made for kids here. We know this won't be easy for some creators, and that this required change is going to take some getting used to. While we cannot provide legal advice, we are committed to helping you through this transition. You can learn more about your own obligations under the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, and/or other applicable laws, and the tools we are building to support you here. Okay, that seems nice. This doesn't seem like a big deal. Oh no. Oh, buddy boy. Determining if your content is made for kids. Regardless of your location, we require you to tell us whether or not your videos are made for kids. We are making these changes according to an agreement with the FTC to help you comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, and or other applicable laws. Something. Okay, here we go. Here's a good part. According to the FTC's guidance on COPPA, a video is child-directed, which we call made for kids, if the children are the primary audience based on the factors described below. Children are not the primary audience, but the video is still directed to children based on the factors below. So if it's for children, or if children watch it. So even if it's not for children, if it's children who primarily watch it, then you suffer the consequences of all of these changes. When deciding whether or not your channel or video is made for kids, you should consider various factors, including subject matter of the video, e.g. educational content for preschoolers, whether children are your intended or actual audience for the video. Like, even if children watch it and you don't intend for children to watch it, then you still have to mark it as made for kids. Whether the video includes child actors or models, whether the video includes characters, celebrities, or toys that appeal to children, including animated characters or cartoon figures. Say goodbye to the Odd Ones Out, say goodbye to Jaden Animations, and pretty much any other animated channel, period. Whether the language in the video is intended for children to understand. I mean, if children understand the language that you're speaking, doesn't that mean it's all videos? But I think it means like teen slang, I think it's what it's talking about. Whether the video includes activities that appeal to children, such as play acting, simple songs or games, or early education. Well, it's nice that you gave some examples, but that's pretty broad. Does that mean that, children like playing video games? Does that mean that Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be marked as made for kids? Something tells me no. No, it's not. Whether the video includes songs, stories, or poems for children, any other information you may have to help determine your video's audience, like empirical evidence of the video's audience. How old is a kid? The age of a kid in the United States is defined as anyone under the age of 13. That's a pretty wide range. What if my content is applicable to a wide audience, but not kids specifically? As the creator, you know your content best. Also known as, YouTube is avoiding the question. If you intended to reach a kid audience, it's likely that your video is made for kids. If you're not sure about your audience, take a look at the features of your video. Does it have actors, characters, activity, games, songs, or stories that kids are particularly attracted to? So, everything. If so, your video may be directed to kids. Well, isn't that swell? No, that was not actually, no, it was helpful. And just so you know, about made for kids content, they will take away 60 to 90% of your monetization if it is marked as made for kids. So just let that be a word of warning. If you rely on YouTube to pay the bills, you're gonna have to find a new job soon.